Yeah.
I know that you guys are thrilled. It means it doesn't mean a lot in the grand scheme of things, except that there is renewed respect.
Yeah, like I said, when you're building a program, you want things to happen immediately, and that's obviously your goal. But realistically, you gotta learn some things and grow through some things. And one of the things that when I took over was, we got to teach them how to win. We have to teach them how to win in every day, things that they do. We got to make sure that they understand, and we wanted to publicly reward the little wins that were happening, and privately kind of criticize the losses, and try and just teach them that was good to garner attention, was the wins. And I do think that our team expects to win, and that was it's crazy that it takes so long to get that. I mean, there's a big difference between wanting to win and expecting to win, and you can feel the tide changing in our program. So I called the guys last night and told them all, like, look, we're going to get picked third. Expectations are great, but it doesn't mean anything. It's not going to win us any games. We got to earn it. And we learned the hard way. My second year at State, I was the offensive coordinator, and I think we were picked. We'd come off a pretty good year the year before, and we thought we were going to win. We didn't earn it, and we had a rough season. And so I learned from that, and I'm excited to to go on a mission with these guys.
Every coach is interested to see how their team's going to respond to adversity. Certainly, you found out
Yeah.
last year how your team. Talk about that process as you report back to the first.
Well, you always have plans. Like in Division II, you have to be the GM as well as the head coach. So you have some plans in place. We brought in a fifth-year guy, in July, and so we were fortunate to have him there. But you gotta own it. I mean, everything that happens is meant to happen, and we're going to have to find a way to get through it. And you think about like Notre Dame. I mean, I'm sure they weren't maybe excited about having a true freshman running back. He was one of the best players in the country. So it all happens for a reason. And one of the things that we stress to our team all the time is to have a growth mindset, to constantly see whatever happens as good. We lost to Urbana. It's a heartbreaking loss my first year as the head coach, senior game, and we showed them a video where everything the bad that happens to them, we want them to think good, and it's kind of like a part of our culture now. So I think our guys are, they kind of understand it.
Well, last year I know you had 3 running backs that had over 80 carries. Was that by design, and did you like that type of rotation where you do something?
Yeah, I mean, it's that position is extremely tough to play. It's hard to get tackled 20 plus times a game, and so it is by design in a way. But we I'm trying to think how many of those guys are back. I know Dylan and Carl are both back, so Carl will be the guy kind of leading the show, and he's not a big guy, and he knows that, and we all know that. So we have to have 3, 4. We always try. Quincy always wants to have 5 guys ready. And so that's what we'll try and do. But we're fortunate to have, 3 guys that scored touchdowns last year. And Carl was all conference, and he's a special player. I mean, he really is. He reminds me of old running back from Glenville, the skinny little guy. I can't think of his name right now, but he does a great job for us. And all those guys will get carries, and hopefully we can have Carl, all 11 games. But every year I've been involved in offense, we've always tried to limit that your guy that you think's the first string guy. To throughout the season, it's like a pitch count, and you got to be careful with that.
I know you're big on the process and the culture, and coaches, you often hear them say that you lose big, you lose small, you win big. Last year, close game against Notre Dame College, almost pulled out the victory. You feel like you guys are on the cusp.
Yeah.
Maybe making the jump into winning big.
Yeah, I think it did. I do believe in moral victories. I went through them as a player. We lost to Miami at WVU and went on to win the conference after that, and had, I think we were 1-4. So, and it was just because it was a unanimous belief that we were going to win. And I think that it definitely helped our team understand that we can play. We should have beat one of the best teams on the road. I guess you could say that in their mind. But in my mind, it's like there's a big difference between winning by 1 and losing by 1. And you look at, I know Jacob said he could look back and say, well, there were a lot of close games, but, their program's at a certain point. That's why they're winning those games. And so they marched down the field in a 4-minute drive to beat us. And, could we do that? I'd like to think so. But there's a big, big difference between winning by 1 and losing by 1. And hopefully we're getting over that top.